Okay, good morning, everyone. So regarding this slide, look at this class. Anyone will ask any question regarding this? The summary of the course. Anyone have any questions before we start the lecture? Very clear cut, So your coursework map is 70%. Few coursework map means you fill a final exam already. Okay, final exam consists of 30 marks only. Okay, so at least 40 marks you might get out of 100. If not, you also fail. So both must be passed. So this is a midterm test, final exam, and assignment submission on week 12. Okay, week 12, and midterm test almost week 8. Okay, then some of the practical question. Your tutor will create a new Google Classroom. It's not this the main one. Okay, for individual groups, all the groups under same tutor. So that one only for submission of the practical for practical class. Okay, but the main one we use is at Google Classrooms. The gang in this one. Okay, this is the main one we use. Okay, very good. I saw some students already from their group. Okay, very fast, but they follow whatever exactly I put in here because I only know all the group under me. So I just put Mr. Heng, group 2, group 3, group 4 for IEI. But other tutor one, you go to specify yourself. You under which tutor? Assignment and the midterm test all under the same tutor. Okay, so you go rename your file. You click the link and go to form your groups. The first name is the leader, then followed by the 3 other group members. Okay, leader need to manage the work according to the group member. Okay, and all the material is here. Okay, this is a JTK. So some Java development kit. Okay, development kit. What is this? Actually, it's a library of the function, method, constructor, and so on that you can be used. Okay, they'll explain to you, give you some example. Okay, maybe I can show you later. So I will record now the lecture. Okay, and this is a NetBeans. As long as 8.2 above, any variation 8.2, 0.5, point what, I don't care. At least 8.2. Okay, I'm using this because they come together in one package. Meaning they already group together NetBeans with JTK together. So of course JTK can update from time to time. Okay, so just go to the website and go to download this, and you go to click this. You can download your assignment now. Okay, assignment. So as I mentioned already, practical 8, they got solutions. Download this one first. Okay, why I want to do that? Because I want you to know, let you know what is how to do for your assignment. So this is actually some of the key study. Okay, regarding the case register, the product, and so on. Okay, so this is like modules sample. So I give you directly the answer. Okay, let you can refer. Okay, download this one first. The rest I won't provide you the answer lah. Okay, only this one. So now you go back to the assignments. Okay, so assignments. So you can see, okay. So form person with 3, okay, or 4 lah. Okay, I actually fixed to 4 members, but some classes, they have not enough students lah. Okay, maybe you got maybe 23. So one group is 3 person, doesn't matter one. Okay, so this is a submission date. Okay, and all of you must give me the title. Give your tutor, okay, the title regarding what you want to sell. Okay, this is like online sales systems. So it can be any title. Okay, so a sample here is flower shop, clothing store, supermarket, second-hand car, property, estate, tourism package, sport equipment, wedding package, handphone and accessory, computer shop, routine, and anything. Okay, so you specify your title. Okay, so I saw some of you already put the name, but the title still not confirmed. Make sure within the same class don't have the same title. Okay, so maybe I can go back to the Google Classroom there. Okay, go back. Okay, and this is a rubric. Okay, later need to rename these two files. Okay, rubric. Okay, I'll convert to, because we record 100%. Okay, but actually the total mark for whole assignment only 60. Okay, only 60, yeah. So altogether it's a 60 over. Okay, but for recording we already convert to hundreds. But you look at this one enough. Okay, so this is regarding these two files. You need to rename before you submit the sample report contents. I want every person put the picture, because I discovered if you didn't put the photo, I actually do know, cannot recognize you. Okay, so you just put the name like this, put name, then put your photo and put the name at the bottom. Okay, then run in your second page already. Okay, so put at the bottom what's your name. Okay, first one is a leader Okay, so this is regarding your assignment. So just go to confirm your title, and when you go to this, okay, you go to fill out with the title. Okay, if you already have idea, then you just put in there. Okay, so for example, the assignment title, they all is empty, still not yet put. Then you determine yourself what you want to sell. Okay, so determine the title. Okay, within the same group, I don't want to have the same title. Okay, like this 5 groups. Okay, no, cannot have the same title. Okay, to avoid copy lah. Okay, okay, so this is things regarding your assignment groups. So we go back to the, okay, this is a Google Classroom that you ask you to join. Okay, so how many people join here? Look at this list. Okay, only 172 students so they join. So this is regarding Google Classrooms. This is the assignment list. Okay, so done this part. Okay, so assignment. Okay, so now should be overall idea lah. I just tell you the whole course what I'm going to do. Okay, and after that you go to download the JDK file. After you unzip, you can see the file like this. Okay, with the DOCS. Okay, so you just double click the index. Okay, so you come back to these pages like this. Okay, later I'll explain record record down what is all this about. So now we go back to this. Any questions? What it? With two groups have the same title but in different program. Okay, it's no problem, because it's easy for us to check. If the same title, then we can check both assignments, see whether copy each other or not. So easy to, that's why I put the file there. Every group's very clear cut what the title they choose. So to avoid copy the assignment with each other. The same title when I go refer, oh, got this 3, let's say whole course, okay, few courses here 6. I saw some title is the same one. Then I go to check. So whether the content, whatever is similar. So we can know. Because all the files submit to a single location. I will create a single location, ask a student submit the file to one center, so we can check. Every tutor can check whether it crash, or similar assignment or not. Okay. If got, whether the content is the same or not, then we check on that. Okay. JCreator. Why use JCreator? JCreator, we phase out. Last time we used JCreator to instead of using NetBeans. The problem is JCreator need licensing. Even the learning version also need to pay. So trouble like when they pay, this one I control here and there. So we already JCreator no longer use. We use NetBeans directly. What's that? Cannot be lah. How come your class only got 5% in total? Cannot be I saw every class also about 2018, 23 sometime. Not only your group, I think you got mix with other people, right? The whole class is no longer 5%. Cannot be. I said what I mean not. Maybe your RSD and the IEI certain group join together one. So you got to pick among your same groups. Okay, so maybe I can show you the groups. There's some groups merged together. Okay, look at this. Now this case, three groups join together. Group 8, Group 1, and IEI Group 5. So these 3 groups together. So like this. Also, you see, got 10%, 2%. All this you can find the group member between these groups. Okay, we focus on the based on the number of students on every class. Okay, like this, 9 plus 11, 20, 7 plus 14, 21. So it's every class about 20 students. Okay, you go to have a look. So you just among these few groups. Okay. So this is regarding assignment. Anyone? So need to break off the ISD here. Need to break off. Maybe one of the person join other groups because too many person in one group is no good. Okay, so you limit your idea. Okay, because 5% need more modules. Then in the later part, then you cannot come up with the modules. Okay. Okay, modules here refer to the functionality. Like for example, online sales, you have payments. Okay, payment modules. Maybe you have this product list. Okay, generate product list like menu lah, menu. Okay, the product menu list. Then maybe you have the cart list. I mean, you add the product to the cart in order to buy or something like that. So you can refer to Lazada, Shopee, and so on. See how they do the business. You can comment your product and so on. Okay. Eclipse for Java assignment. We focus on NetBeans. You want to use other software like JCreator, Eclipse, whatever. Up to you. Okay, but in the end, you need to produce a dot class and dot class and dot Java file. You need to submit both files, like what I showed you just now. Okay, like your this particular as answer lah. You need both dot class and dot Java file. Okay, dot Java is the source file, the source code file. Dot class is the file after you compile. Okay, so but assignment we use NetBeans because NetBeans is user friendly and you can drag drop for text field, button and so on. You can do just drag in only. Okay, so it's more Eclipse. I think Eclipse and JCreator is not the full version. GUI is not included. Okay, so that's why I use NetBeans. What that? I don't care what software you use lah. Okay, but when we learn, we choose the common software NetBeans. Okay, 8.2 because in the course layout there we already put there NetBeans. So we use NetBeans is used for commercial. Okay, it's a free one software. So anyone using that, then we just follow. Like the mobile app, I think maybe some of you go learn mobile app. We use what is it? Software, common software. Let me check. Okay, I mean every course lah, we will focus on one software, then can learn by these are all the people. But other tools you want to use is up to you. Okay, so this is regarding your software. So the course layout whatever already done. So I just okay, this is regarding assignment groups. Okay, so this is all the things. Then we can start the lecture already. Okay, I'll make sure I tell you everything regarding the course. When you need to have a midterm, when you need to submit your assignment and so on in starting. So I don't want you later tell me, so I forgot the date here and there. So I don't want all kind of this problem SQL. So this is regarding first. Then we going to start the chapter 1. Anyone have any problem? Okay, I am going to record the lecture. If anyone do have a problem to a question anymore, so I can start the lecture. Okay, lecture we're going to use the power this PDF file lah, because I can add the comment there. This is a PDF file. Chapter 1. Okay, so introduction to object orientation. So now I'm going to. So I'm going to record lecture. Okay, so good morning everyone. So I'm going to start this chapter 1. Okay, so chapter 1 is roughly the basic concept. Okay, what is the mean object oriented? Okay, so the purpose of object oriented here actually is allow us to reuse, okay, classes that we create previously. Okay, similar type of the system, we can just copy or modify the classes instead of create a totally new one. Okay, this is the purpose we have the object-oriented programming. That means we no need to do everything from scratch, from starting. No, we have a library that we already create many projects. So certain project is a similar ones. A lot of classes can remain and use. Okay, maybe the way that we present the data is a bit different. Okay, so for example, like our college, we have student ID. Let's say we have class, student class with a student ID, student ID. But other colleges must use student numbers. Okay, can I see a difference or not? It's the same class, student class, because for college, all the college got student, so got student class, got course class, and so on. But the name we use is a bit different, so we just change according. No need to redo everything. Okay, so this is how we use the classes we create previously. Okay, so these chapters, okay, this explain a few things. Explain what is a structured design, describe object-oriented design approach, why a simple program that uses an object and console input, including the GUI version. Okay, both I will teach, I think today. At least I create one simple programs. Okay, so regarding the structure OP design, we only focus on the class diagram. You know what, UML diagram, they have many different type of questions. Diagram, sorry. Like use case diagram, correlation diagram, sequence diagram, so many type of diagrams. But in our assignment, we only focus on class diagram, UML class diagrams. Okay, this is the most important for our course. Okay, the other diagram we're going to learn in other subject called Ismail second is an object-oriented design approach, something like that. Okay, OOAD and so called. Okay, object-oriented design. Okay, so this is one course regarding that. We are not learn all the diagram. We only focus on class diagrams for your assignment. Right. So this is regarding the difference between the structural programming and the object-oriented programming. So they are different from both lah. So you can read for yourself. Okay. Structural programming means you need to follow step by step. You cannot simply jump. Okay. Object-oriented, the sequence you can put anywhere. Like for example, you create a class, your method, your constructor, your data member can be anywhere in the programs. Okay, must didn't fix any this sequence, of course. But for the easy to read, okay, we have a pattern how to everyone follow. Okay, but actually the actual sequence is not important. But the structural, like if then else, all these things, you need to follow step one. If this condition, then do what? Okay, of course in object-oriented also can be used those functions you learn in C lah. The case, the if else, the do while loop, all these all can be used. So you already learned C beforehand, right? C programming. So now just top up to object-oriented. Okay, Java is similar to the C++. Okay, C++ also is a object-oriented programming, but C alone is just structural programming. Okay, so this is regarding the difference, what they focus, okay, security and so on. So you can read through yourself. So here the keyword here is more flexibility. Okay, more flexible to do. Okay, so this is the regarding the difference between the two type of programming. Okay, but of course inside our object-oriented also can use back the those function, if then else and so on. Okay, so it's similar to what you learn in C, just enhance the object-oriented concept in the this course. Okay, so this is regarding the object. Okay, object can be these things that have physical existence or significance. Okay, so all these you can touch on. Okay, something you cannot touch by ideal one also can be. For example, party. You can create a party class. A party you cannot draw, right? So certain thing you cannot physically draw up, like loan. You can create a loan class. Okay, you borrow money from bank, so loan class. So any class, okay, either something you can see or some just by concepts. Both also can be accepted. Okay, so for example, if you do the project for college, for example, then you must identify lah all the classes that need for this system, education system. Okay, maybe you got students, you got staff, you got equipments, okay, you got building, all this lah. Okay, so whatever things appear within the system, then you can create a class. Okay, they also depend on how big the scope you cover lah. If you cover only the online learning, then a small part like, but whole college, then different. Sorry, there are many things you need to include. Okay, so this is here the person, these books and so on. Okay, so this the steps. Okay, regarding the object-oriented design. Identify the object, like just now I mentioned to you. Within college got what object? Okay, that's how I mentioned. You got course, got students, and so on. Okay, then after specify for each object the relevant data and possible operations to be performed on the data. So the example I use here is like one of it is students. Okay, student and course. Let's say a course. So one student can take many courses. So you got two objects here. One is a student, one is a course. Okay, then within the students, what you have, this is regarding this second part. Got student ID, got student name, okay, student address, contact number, date of birth, and so on. So all this is the data. And what operations? Sitting for exam, doing assignment, doing practical, all this is the operation. Okay, so function, what function for the class. Okay, remember when you create those class, the class object here, the object here, the difference between the class and object is the class is the template to create objects. For example, you can create student as a student class, okay, and this class can create different student, can create account, okay, can create student 1 or student 2. So all the student 1, student 2, those things is object, okay, but they create based on the class you create, student class. So what I can say is that class is the blueprint to come up with the objects. Okay, later I'll teach you like in chapter 4 onwards, we can know all these things. Okay, so remember the class is the template to create objects. Blueprint, call it. Okay, so we already know all the relevant data and the possible operations. Then after that, determine the relation objects interaction with one another. So the interaction that just now, one student can take many courses, and one course can take by many students. Okay, they have a way to deal with a many to many relationship. I think if you learn already learn database, then you need to break it one to many, many to one, something like that. The idea still can apply to the here. It's a similar concepts. Okay, So maybe you have a middle table called enroll. Student enroll course. So in the middle one is many to many. You can record. One student take many courses, or one courses take by many students in the middle. It's a similar concept like your this database, similar. Okay. So this is one of the example. Okay, so you want to write a program that automates the video render process for the local video store. Okay, so but now I think very less already. Okay, last time we have still got video store rent out the video tab one last time, but now no more already lah, because all we can access online. Okay, but this is one of sample system. So we got video and got customer. Okay, you have two main objects. Okay, two main object here. So this is then what are the data? Then the movie got the title law, okay, movie name law, who is the actors, producer, production company, number of copy in stock, and all this is talking about data about the movie itself. Okay, movie itself. Okay, so movie is a okay, video mean movie lah. Video and customer is a main object. Okay, inside the video got all this lah. Okay, so this is all the data regarding the video. And what is a function? This is a function operation. You can checking the name of the movie. Okay, you can search by name, for example. Then you can reduce the number of copy when the customer rent out the copy. You need a minus from your stock. Okay, and after that you need to remove this movie when they're no longer available, spoil already or lost already, whatever. Then you need to remove. So all this is operation or function. Okay, function. Sometimes we call it methods. In Java, we call it method. Okay, methods. Okay, so operation. So your modules of assignment are something like this. Okay, this checking. Maybe the first one, checking the name of movie. So maybe you put this one. This module be do by Tan Agao. Okay, then this module Alice. This module Mutu, for example. So you can determine the modules you have in your assignment. Okay, so they very clear cut which person do what. Okay, so leader need to manage to coordinate job among all the members. Okay, so this is the object characteristics. Okay, so we have the attribute and methods. Okay, somehow we call this one as a data member. Okay, attribute also considered as a data member. Then this is a method of operations. Okay, so we OOD, object-oriented design. The final program is collection of interacting objects. Okay, which can be also be representing using the class diagrams. Okay, showing the relationship among the objects. Later I will show you one sample of the class diagram. Okay, so this is the object-oriented programming. This is so-called class diagram. Okay, so you can see some symbol like this. The slide you already have. The slide you can download. Okay, maybe this is the idea only. Okay, like idea. But too big cannot read. 100%. Okay, like this. So this is regarding diagrams. So all these symbol you need to learn. Okay, like this one is the parent and child class. Okay, account is a parent class, and there are two child. Okay, one is a checking account and one is a saving account. Okay, so they have the these two is a subclass for the parent class. This one you only will learn in chapter 6. Okay, inheritance and polymorphism. Okay, and this one like the range. Dot here is a range, one to many. Okay, so here you see one bank can have one to many customers. Okay, so this is a class diagram. Okay, this sample. Okay, your assignment you draw something like this. Okay, all this also very limited data member. Okay, this is for display purpose, but in actual one we maybe have more like this. See, got ID, name, address, phone number, account. Okay, so this is regarding the class diagrams. Let me give you. Okay, so now you go back to here. Remember all this slide you can download one. So some of you download some. Okay, go download some. So this is a sample of the class diagram for banking system. Okay, so inside the bank, you got bank. Okay, you got customers, you got teller, got account, got loan, got these two type of sub account. Okay, in our Malaysia we use current and saving account. Okay, so this is all the classes, object, data, operation, relationship. So for one diagram, I can know, oh, this bank got what methods. Okay, here don't have, no methods. And this one got all these methods: collect money, open account, close account, loan request, or what info, issue card. All this is a function of the teller. Okay, and teller got ID and name, for example. Okay, so this is regarding the sample of class diagram. Okay, whatever which you need to do for your assignment. Okay, so now we go to the next page. Okay, so remember just how I mentioned the blue plan. This is what I mean. Class H is a blue plan to core objects. Okay, so what I can say is the object is a sample or instance of the class. So we have a class called cat.dog. Okay, so we create instance. Instance means sample. So body. Okay, body is a dog names. So this is a one object. Okay, maybe you got another dog. So it's a different object. So class just a template of blue plan to create a instance. So all this is an instance because instance got value one. Here is a general education, got color, got eye color, height, length, and so on. But here got value one. The color is yellow. Okay, the eye color is brown, height is this 70 inch, length is 35 inch. So got value one. So all the instance have the specific value because all this value is belong only to Bubi, okay, Bubai, whatever lah, the names. Okay, so this is a instance. So can you just remember when you create instance, every instance have a specific value. Okay, like this. Okay, but this is just general declaration only for the class. So this is so-called class. Okay. Next. So this is of OD basic principles. Encapsulations. Okay. So the ability to combine data and operation in a single unit. Okay. So we like your class diagrams. Okay, the previous few pages. So this is all the data member. Okay, maybe you got one is the book. This one. Okay, teller. Here got data member. This got method member. We pack everything in a single. Okay, in a single we call it class. We're packing everything in a single unit. So what you need to know the like this general education or we have the collect money function, we got data member like this. Okay, you need to know all this general. How you write in the body, you no need to care. Okay, when you create system, you need to know what the parameter you need to pass into the method. That's it. You just need to know the method names and the data member they have. Okay, your this job is how to use the method here and how to use the data member here. So you pack everything in a single unit. Okay, so this is what I mean here. The ability to combine data and operation in a single unit. Okay, I mean here refer to like class. Okay, so there one more thing I didn't cover here is called constructors. Okay, constructors is only used for chapter 4 and onwards. Okay, so constructor actually is a special method without return type, because all these function methods you have the void, then you didn't return anything, or you got integer, you return integer. But constructor is a special method, no need return one. Okay, does not return anything. They no need to put a void or in there, no need. Just the name of the class become a constructors. Okay, then one I will teach you chapter 4 onwards. Okay, now this roughly know enough the concepts. Okay, so this is regarding the inheritance. Inheritance means you can get anything from the parents. Okay, of course, they got keyword called extends. Okay, so chapter 6. That means you can inherit whatever data member method from the parents. You can use directly. Okay, so it's called inheritance. Then what is a polymorphisms? The concept quite similar to inheritance, just like you need to modify the things. Okay, modify, because from whatever you inherit from parents, you cannot directly use. You need to do some modifications. Okay, therefore you adjust a bit, then we'll call it as a concept of polymorphisms. The ability to use the same methods to denote different implementations. Okay, you get from parents, but you cannot use directly. You need to modify a bit. Okay, so you learn more in detail on chapter 6. Okay, so this actually is a single chapter. Inheritance and polymorphism is a single chapter topic. Okay, inherit means you get from whatever from parents. Okay, then polymorphism is whatever you done for your parents is not necessarily totally same like you. So we can modify whatever method or things from the parents to make in your own use. Okay, now so this is a concept. Okay, so you just know the concept enough. Then now we go to the extractions. Extraction means this I already mentioned a cover a bit. Means you no need to know the actual how the code that right. The method how the body of the method, you no need to know it. What you need to know, you just need how to use the methods. Okay, use it, but no need to know the detail in the body. Okay, so that's why we have the JTK. They have a lot of methods there. You need to know what the thing, the parameter they have, or what the return type, or that's it. You need to know. Okay, how they write in the methods, we don't care. Okay, later I will show you some sample. So this is called abstractions. Means your main thing to focus is how to use the class people create. Then how they write in the method, all this stuff in the body, we no need to care. This is called abstractions. Okay, so hide the information from the outside view. The information here is the implementation, how they implement the methods. Okay, so remember, so this is regarding the abstractions, the concepts. Okay, basic concept of the object-oriented design. Okay, so this is some symbol. This one, for example, and this one method variable here. This I already told you. They have other names like data members. Okay, data. Okay, all regarding refer to the same thing. So we pack inside the class. We pack all the method and the variable together in a single unit. That's called encapsulation. Okay. And polymorphism, as I mentioned to you just now, you inherit from parents, but the way you doing the words, is different. Okay, for example, it's a parent class is animal. Okay, they got speed. Let's say got speed methods. Okay, but the way they're doing is different. Okay, so the dog is a wolf. Okay, and so on. Okay, so the way they're doing words is different, so you need to modify a bit. Cannot directly use from the parents. Okay, so inheritance, just mentioned, get from parents The extractions means because the things that pack in the boxes like that. Okay, so you no need to know the physical coding body. You no need to know. You need to know how to use the class. Okay, because every class they sure got documentation. So documentation here is refer like your UML diagrams. you know all the data member, you know all the method members. So it says you as a programmer, you need to know how to use it. Okay, people already write it, then just leave it. Okay, but you need to know how to use it. Okay, so this is regarding the 4 concepts just now, but this one with the photo explanation. Okay, so in OP language, Java, C++, they go other many type. Later I'll show you some sample. There are many object-oriented programming language. This is the 2 basic we can find in the college. Okay, C++ is for those students write game. Okay, like you create a game technology, whatever. They mostly use C++. But in the system, whatever, then you use Java. So that's why only those game course they study this, and the rest they learn Java. Okay. So encapsulation is the accomplish the use of the data type and core classes. Okay. So how we use the class? Okay, in simple story. Okay, you decide which class you need and what are their level. Okay, data field. This is another name can say. So many names in different books. Data field, data member, okay, variable, attribute, all refer to the same thing. Okay, just a different book using different names. Okay, and we have a methods in the this Oracle and Java. We call the method this function, whatever we call it methods. But certain book there is a function like C++, they call it as a function and so on, but refer to the same thing. But here we use data member, data field, or method, the name for Java. Okay, standardized, so we use it for this one. Okay, now we go to the next. Okay, implementations. Okay, the real things you need to do, no need to know, but you need to know how to use it. Okay. So you can see the implementation phase of the software development process. You write compile programs, code to implement the classes, and the method that we'll discover in the design phase. Okay, so this is implementation. So this course used the OOD technique in conjunction with structured programming to solve problems. Okay, so means not only using the class that one, you also can use if them else case statements all this called structured programming. So we can combine to use. Okay, combine to use. Remember, it's not only the OOP, you also can use the structured programming at the same time. Okay, and all this is the same like other languages. Maybe the syntax is different. Okay, but the idea is same. Okay, like for example, okay, like C, we got if then. Okay, the VB.NET also if then. Okay, for Java just use if, for example. So the way they write is different, but the logic, basic things is still same. Okay, so that's why you only learn Java, you only learn the C++. Then when they use other software, okay, or other language, it's very easy to pick up because all the idea is still same, just the syntax is a bit different. Okay, so this is a different. For example, the VB.NET, we were starting to see those comma, semicolon, and so on. But Java, you can see all those symbols. So what I can say is just a syntax difference. Okay, the main one still same, logic and so on. Okay, so this one, object-oriented programs. So the final OO programs consists of all the objects and the methods. Okay, methods are designed to accomplish a specific task. Some methods are part of the main programs. Others are used to be implement various operations on methods. Okay, so object interaction with each other, we call it method call. Okay, so in this database, then like we call it one-to-one, one-to-many, many-to-many. Okay, relationship between them. Okay, so this is called method call. Maybe also related to the parameter you need to pass in and pass out. Okay, so the methods. Okay, so this is a sample example of the OOP language. C++, C Sharp, Python, Java. Okay, but we use the Java here. So I can see, I will find internet. They got many different language. You can see here now. R, PHP, Visual Basic.NET, JavaScript, Ruby, Perl, and so on. So many object-oriented programming language. Okay, but we on this course we focus on the Java. Okay, remember we focus on Java here. Yeah, so this is all is a object-oriented programming. So many, so we only focus on Java here. Okay, so these are things. Then we can go into next slide. Okay, so now you just enter the Java area. Just how this is a basic idea of the object-oriented design. But now we go to the real things content in the Java. Okay, how to use the Java data types, what are the input-output statements, and use a standard Java programming convention. All this we're going to cover in the later. So we break for 5 minutes, then we continue on this part. Remember the first part, we only give you basic idea what is the object-oriented design. Okay, and now the second part is we really enter to Java. Later I will use a NetBeans to do some coding to teach you the steps. Now you rest for 5 minutes first. Okay, if not your mind is jammed, you cannot accept. Okay, okay, so wait for 5 minutes, then we continue. Okay, cannot be. Just click the link. Okay, after click link, they'll come. You direct you to the website. Okay, maybe you need to create account and so on. Okay, but I already have whatever. Maybe you can create a new account, whatever. We are able to see. But before you download, you must accept the license agreement. Then you go download. Okay, Apple PC one. This is a 32-bit, and this one is a 64-bit. Okay, maybe you need to register the account. Okay. This is regarding the software. So this one, and then this is documentation. Okay, the size is big, 16 version 16 already. Okay, you download. After you unzip, then you can get the folder or docs these folders. Then inside got a lot of function and method constructor that you can use directly. So as I mentioned, you know to know how they write the physical code or the body. You just need to know you must know the method name and how to use it. That's it. How they write, you don't need to care. Okay. So this is regarding the OP. Called extractions called extractions. Okay. Okay, JDK is like a library of all the methods, all the constructor that you can use. So the new version means you add in more method in the behind. Okay, if you no need that kind of method, then for me it's no much difference unless you already use it or the new method come out. Okay, then you need to use it. Then different story. But most of the time your assignment, I didn't see you have a need to have a more advanced and latest methods. I didn't see that need. Okay, so I think the version it should be more than enough. So you can download from the internet that way. Okay. Okay, now I go back to our class. So already 5 minutes, so I'll go back to here. Okay, so now we starting enter the Java. Just now, just the concepts, how you design. But now we're entering the Java part. Okay, so data type, input output statements, standard Java programming conventions. Okay, so I later will cover one by one. So first, okay, this is all the appendix. I won't cover because you already learn in the C. Okay, but the notes is already included. Okay, inside your note, they got one appendix folders, and inside got appendix A1, A2, A3, A4. Okay, you go to study yourself because I won't teach you the if then else how to write, how to use the do while loop, all this. Because you already learn in C, it's no point I cover again. So what I cover here is those different from the C. Okay, for the previous semester you learn one. Okay, so Java just top up. So those same one I won't be covered again. So you go to refer to the appendix if you really forgot. Okay, then you can go refer. If your mind still have a concept of C, if else statements case statements are all in your mind, and then no need to refer But if forgot already, you refer back. Okay, because your background should be you already learn C C programming. Okay, so I won't cover that one part again. Okay, you can do your self review. Okay, so this is regarding the code that is similar one. The similar part we do want to cover again. It's no point. It's very boring. So I only cover those different from the C. Okay, so this is our course. Okay, this is things. Okay, so this is how I add the comment. So you can see, this one you don't have. Okay, so I just add a comment here. Okay, so in the C, we have the include standard IO.h. Okay, but in the Java, we use import. Okay, import. Like this case, import java.util.scanner. So all this actually I just add in because when I type I want to teach, right? I also, I cannot open here. So I just type the comment on it. It's similar to your notes one. Okay, but for me, I want to make myself easy to teach, so I just add in some code here. So actually, you just after that you can go back and go to add yourself. Okay, you can print screen or whatever because the lectures are recorded. Just print screen and put back to the whatever you have. Just put as a comment. Okay, so this is a difference between the C and Java. So in the C, you also got in main. Okay, in the main methods. So Java also got main method, but the syntax a bit longer lah. Public static void main, string class argument. Okay, so this is a so the way the write is different. The syntax is different. Okay, but the things, basic things, they're all the same. Okay, so in your this C, you have in X, print F. Okay, but for our Java a bit longer, a bit system.out.printf, then all is similar. Okay, so you may ask me, sir, what is the meaning of this? Very simple. Here means they got one big folder called systems. Inside the big folder, they got small folder called out. Okay, out. Then inside the out, okay, out, they all have all these methods. Printf, print line, all the methods. Okay, the last one is the methods. The front one is just a folder to store the method. Okay, so Java arranged in this way. Okay, so this is how they do. And after that, you got scanf in your C, but in our Java, we use like this. We need to create a scanner. Okay, that means you need to have an additional step. Scanner, scan, this can be any name, SCS, scan, whatever, any name you can use. New scanner system.in. System.in means you receive the value from the console. Okay, console. Then after that, after the value you get it, okay, then you store the value inside your S using the variable here. Okay, the SC scan. Scanner.next in means read the integer value. All this are going to cover later lah. Behind a lot of coding here. Not only in the double, long, and so on. So many. I just put one example to match the C. Okay. The different one here within different between the C and Java is this. We also can create char array. Here is a char array, right? Char array, then left. But in our Java, they have a more simple way to do. We just have a string class. String s equal to left. So we have special type string. So you may ask me, sir, why this one is a lowercase, but this one is uppercase. Okay. Later we'll explain in the difference between the two in the next few slides. Okay. So I just tell you in front, this is a primitive data type, and this one is called reference type. Okay, reference data type. So later I'll explain to you what is both difference. So roughly you know this. Okay, in the C we don't have the string one. Okay, C don't have, only Java have. Okay, so this some Java operator. Okay, same like what you learn in the C programming. Java printf. All also got print line, printf, print also got. Later I'll show you how all you can get it. Don't worry, they got many methods can be used on. It's not all fixed. Later I'll show you how what the list. Okay, that may be a good question. Later I'll show you in the documentation. If a long list of methods can be used. Okay, all also got print line, also got printf, also got. Okay, so this is some of the operator. They got automatic operator, plus minus, and so on. Relational operator. Okay, bitwise operator, logical operator, assignment operator, mixed operator. Okay, all this lah. And remember, all these operators have this priority, means which one you do first. Like whatever you learn in the mathematics, you must do times and divide first, before plus and minus. All these things. Okay, you also need to consider in the programs. Okay, in the this coding. Okay, I think they'll go mention in the next few slide. But just now, this is all the operator available in the Java. Okay, where you need to use it, then you go think. Okay. So this is operators. Then we have this. This is what I mean just now. Precedence of Java operator. Which one you do first? From what sequence to what sequence? Okay. So the first one we consider is bracket. Everything in the bracket you must do first, then followed by others. So the precedence is higher to lower. Higher as the top. So we can see or not? We multiply the y before plus minus. Can you see or not? Okay. So this priority is from the top to the bottoms. So when you see everything appear in the single line of code, then which one you do first? You find the bracket first. Okay. After do the bracket, then do the others. So that's why I will mention is one example here. We do multiply first before add and minus. Okay. So how do if many operator together, then for example many bracket together, then how we do from left to right. Okay, left right. This is how the precedence. Okay, of the Java operator. Which one we see many operator together appear? Which one you do first? So they follow the list from here until the end. Yeah. So this is a precedence. That means which one need to do first compared to others if both also appear. Yeah. So this is a precedence of Java operators. Okay. So this is a naming conventions. Okay. So your name of the classes, whatever, you can use letter, maybe A to Z, the digit, the number 0, 9, and so on. Then you can use underscore. Okay, you can use $sign. Okay, all this can be used. The naming convention. Okay, so letter, number, underscore, $sign. You can use a class name. You can create a class name using all this. Okay, so but here got a specific condition. You must start with the letter. It means that your class name cannot with a number. Okay, you cannot create a class start with the number. You cannot. Must be either letter, underscore, or $sign. Cannot start with the number. Remember, when you create a class name, you cannot start with the number. Okay, and all the class, the first letter is uppercase. Okay, so then after that, your name can be any length. Okay, but don't put too long. Okay, put just enough to describe the content. Okay, for example, you like students, you use a student word to represent the students. You don't need to write student, underscore, diploma, this and that. Okay, so just use as short as possible that the name can represent the whole thing in the classes. Okay, simple name. So here we cannot use reserved words. Those reserved words like class, public, void, all this you cannot use because it's a reserved word that have a meaning one. Okay, like you learn in the this database select from where all this is a reserved keywords that you cannot use. That means you create a name of the class, however, you cannot use those reserved. The reserved here is like true, false, nah. All this is a reserved word. You cannot use the class name, create a class name called true. Cannot. Okay, it's not allowed. Okay, and Java is case sensitive. Uppercase and lowercase is different. Okay, remember Java is case sensitive. So that's why you need to create when time where to use when the name is start with the lowercase or the name start with uppercase. Very simple. Class name start with uppercase. Okay, or variable name lowercase. Okay, but if your variable name got two words, the first letter, the first word is a lowercase, then the second word first letter is uppercase. Okay, later I'll show you some sample. Okay, so they have like constants. I think you know what's a constant in C, right? Constant is all uppercase. So this is a special name meaning one. So we just follow. Why we need to follow the standard? If everyone follow a similar standard, when you look at the code, you can directly know what is that. Either it's a class name, variable name, or a constant. You can directly know. You don't need to ask other people. If everyone use the own way, then you have very difficult. You have a difficulty what's the right error message. Okay, then you have a difficulty to recognize them. But we follow a similar standard A1. When you resign, whatever, or you want look at your class, you know what they do. Okay, why our people cannot download? What's the meaning of here? Okay, if really cannot, then you create an account first for yourself. Okay, maybe you sign in there, you create a new account, then later you can log in. Okay, I think if you cannot download, because I already have an account already, so using my email one, as soon as you can attach to the email, they recognize your account, they allow you to download. Maybe register first lah. Okay, you register, join the Java this website. Okay, then every day just download the software. Okay, so a lot of people right at the side. Okay, so just tell you that. And if you actually if you use 64-bit, okay, if you have 64-bit and the documentation, I already have one, because the time I download, I also put in the same folder. This, yes, yeah. Unless you use 32-bit lah, sorry because this is what I use I also up here. If you really cannot download there, get these two files. This is a documentation, and this is a software. You just download this part. Okay, if you don't have an account to log into this Oracle website, then you go to do this. Remember why the Java is under Oracle? Because Oracle bought over the whole Java company. Okay, so Java now is belong to Oracle company. So you can see Oracle company is very rich company. The fundamental is to start with the database. Then after that, they earn a lot of money. They bought over the Java. That's why Java now is under the Oracle. Yeah. So remember, if you cannot have a link, then you just download from here. This is a documentation file, and this is a software. Okay. If you cannot download, simple. Okay. So I put here, but 32-bit. Sorry, my PC is 64-bit. So when I try to download 32, they're not allowed. Okay. So that's why I only got 64-bit in the documentation. Okay. If your PC is still 32-bit, you need to find a way to download yourself. Yeah. So go back to this. Because I saw a lot of people type some comment there. Why cannot be here and there? Okay. So now go to next. This is a primitive data type I mentioned. Okay. Altogether got 8. Okay. You see 6 from here. The another 2 is called char and boolean. Okay, or boolean. Some people call boolean or boolean. Up to you. Okay. So the 8 primitive data types. Here is a 6. Byte, short, in, long, float, double. You forgot another 2. They didn't put it here. One is a char and one is a boolean. Okay, all add up together is 8. And the string here, the string classes, now you can see the string is uppercase. The one is reference type, reference data types. What's the difference between the two? Those primitive data type, you cannot have any method. But in the string class, okay, the reference data type, you can have a lot of method attached together with the string. So they got string dot format, okay, string dot char add. So a lot of method is available that you can be used. So in a simple meaning is primitive data just use the array, but the reference types, you have a lot of the available method that you can use. That's why it's more comprehensive type of the data types. Okay, later I will use all this, okay, in the sample of the coding. So just remember, I just write some comment there. Altogether, we got 8 primitive data types. Here you got 6 plus the char and boolean. Then after that, we have one more called reference data type string. That we will cover in chapter 5. Okay, so this is a comment I typed for a few days ago. So we go to next. So we can see they have every number got their range. Okay, 2 power 31 or something like that. Okay, so the range, the value they can accept, so it's 32-bit. Okay, so this is regarding the size they need, the storage size. Okay, so this is a thing. But most of the data type we use is integer and double. Integer, double we use very frequent. All the rest very seldom. because the size now, of course, our size will affected if your program is very rush and a lot of people using. Okay, but the common use data type is integer and double. You can see all this class you create either use int or double. Very seldom they use byte, short, long, and float. Okay, the difference is only the size difference. Okay, so integer is 32 bits and the double is 64 bits. So it depends on what value you want to store. This two is more than enough. Okay, yeah. So this is a common use one is int double char boolean, where is a frequent use one. The rest short, byte, long, float. Very rare. Okay, where I didn't see a lot of people using this. Okay, so this is regarding the data types. Okay, now we go to the methods. Okay, so in the concept of the extractions, we need to know how to use the method and what the method does. You need to know two things on it. Okay, how to use the method itself and what method do actually. These two we need to know. The rest, the body, how to write, how long, how many lines of code in the middle or body, whatever, you don't care. You don't need to care about that. Okay, so just use the method they people already put in the library. Just get it and use. Of course, they explain this for what purpose. Okay, later I'll show you some class. Sample. So the user should not concern with the detail of your methods, mean how the methods right. So maybe I can show you the file. It's a DOCS file. Wait, where is it? DOCS desktop. Okay, now I'm going to open. Let me see the file. First, you got this. So after you have a folder called DOCS, this is a documentation file. Then you just click on the index. Okay, so they got many modules here. Okay, so now I'm going to search one of it that I'm going to use later. So it's a Java. Okay, just now go people call regarding the print. Okay. The print method is already in the system. System dot out. Okay, here you can see now java.lang system dot out. Okay, so we can see here they got system dot out print line. Okay, and all the method will tell you at the bottom. Of course, why the documentation is very important. They give you some idea how to use it. Okay, so they can tell you what the method they have. Okay, so this you can see they got explanation at the side. Okay, so I go to the system.out.print there. Or maybe I can write system.out.print. Okay, system. I mean the same page again. So below is all the documentation, how they use a sample and so on. So system.out.system.lang. Okay, plus. So let me check method. Conflict method. Okay, screen or methods. Many of it. And doctrine F. We can also search there are some okay system.out.print. So there got a lot of method here, class, so on. Class summary, exceptions, Should be this one. How come get not? Oh, see, okay. This is a print line. Okay, so any go print one over there. This is a method. Should be here. Why I didn't see the name there? Let me check. Okay, this is a pin line. Pin line. Error. Where is the printf? So that's why I type the system printf and now cannot get it. Okay, remember I use one is I remember one regarding the scanner part. Okay, so java.util.scanner. Okay, this one later I'll go use it in the programs. Okay, this one can search. This is what according to how you see. They give you a sample code, then how to run and so on. Okay, they give you some sample how to use it. Yeah, so you go to file. Now I can get this scanner, all this method and so on. Okay, so this is actually just a library lah for the method you want to write. So you need to know. The most important thing is you need to know how you use it. Okay, like this. You create a variable for scanner. Then after that, use this variable to come up with the methods. Attach it together with method. Next in mean you read the integer. Okay, this is a library that I could explore yourself regarding a library. I go back to the PowerPoint. They have a way to find one, but now so certain that they cannot get it. Okay, so this is methods, classes. Okay, scanner class. Okay, scan class. Predefined class in the Java library. Okay, so all the library is in the JTK file. Okay, so handle console input. Okay, so this is a scanner. This one you can see scanner. Any name you can use. This one SC scan, whatever, any name you can put. S also okay. Just a variable name for the classes. Okay, so this is object. This is a class. Okay, so as a new scanner system.in, they got next byte, next short, next in long, float, double, boolean, and so on. Okay, so for example, you can read the value like this. You print out, enter a double value, and scan in. They'll store the value we enter to the double. Okay, so this is a sample code. Okay, enter the integer as double. Okay, this is a sample of code. Console input. Console input means in the command prompt, you appear in the command prompt the value you enter. Okay, we only have this line, then you just can enter value in the console. If not, you cannot enter any value. Okay, so these are things. Here, okay. I think inside our notes got so inside your method in the system.out methods, you got print, your print line. Okay, here they don't put the printf here, but printf also can be used. Printf, so they got print line, printf, and so on. Okay, so the differences, printf, okay, it's same like what printf you use in C. Okay, you need to put %d, %x, and so on. Okay, this is a sample of the explanation for every methods. Okay, it's available in the system.out. Okay, or here, so no need to find here. Okay, now we go to the next. Okay, so this regarding the typecastings, typecasting. But before I go to typecasting, the slide 30, I go to the NetBeans. I create a simple programs, okay, to do enter the names. Okay, I'll teach you in two ways. The one is using GUI, another version is using console. Okay, I show you step by step because for first practical class, I think a lot of people still blah blah don't know how to do. So at least I give you a concept how to start using the NetBeans. Okay, after you install. So when you open up, your NetBeans are this. Yeah, so this is a software. So at first you open it should be like this. Okay, so first step you need to do is you create a project. Okay, create a project. So now I'm going to create a project. Okay, go to file, new project. Okay, this is a new file, but we create a project. Okay, project just like your assignment, right? You need to create a project. And everyone using the same project to add in the class and so on. Okay, so now we have opened a new project. Okay, they can be any names. So it's a Java application. So I put chapter 1. Okay, chapter 1. Hey, oh no, this new project is created. Java. Okay, so chapter 1. I'm going to use sample here. Why cannot person? Oh, maybe now, yeah. We make it next first. Okay. Yeah. So just now I forgot to press this knee. Cannot type first, you go to next first. Okay. Then here, okay, chapter 1. Okay, chapter 1. So the here you can put the file where you want to put. I prefer put in desktops. Okay, I put in desktop. You can browse actually, you can browse to any location you want. But my style is I like to put in the desktop. Okay, desktop. Okay, opens. So they go here lah. You see that? Okay, I put a file and they create a folder called chapter 1, same like what the project name have. Then this one you don't need to create a main class. Okay, so now we finish. Need some time, they are loading, they create a new project. Then after finish, you can see your desktop.1 folder called chapter 1. Okay, of course need some time. Okay, so the chapter 1 is here. They already create a project. Okay, so in the desktop, they got one folder called chapter 1. Because last time I put a location store the file here. Okay, this is a project file. So all the assignment, whatever you can, all the file, source file, .class, .java, you can find in this folder. Okay, so very important, you must know where you put your file. Okay, so now from here, we go to this. Package here refer to the folder. Okay, so here we use back the default package lah. Also scope package, default package. Okay, so here we can right click. Okay, new folder or new class. Okay, I'm going to create a class. Okay, class under this project. So this one maybe console input and a class name called console input. So then after that we finish. Okay, so we got like this. Okay, public class console input. Okay, this is a class name. Okay, class name. So then this is a comment. Slash star star slash or slash slash for the single line comment. Okay, single line comment. So maybe okay. So just now I already tell you the import statement. import okay, java.scan. Okay, I import the library. Okay, library, yeah. Okay, so import statement, the library. Then we have these main methods, public, static, void main. And so inside the argument, yeah. So then after that, you can need to create a scanner object. Any name you want to put, I put SC, card, new scanner. This. And then after that, we can print the questions. System out the print. Of course, you can double click on it if you want. Print. So this here. Okay, please enter here. Get some space. And after that, the thing you enter, it is a type. So xc dot next line. Okay, so this one is for input and output. Okay. So I use print and print line here. Okay, print the continue. After this one you type, then print line mean new line. They print the new line after the thing you want to print. Okay. Your like plus the variable. So the variable the call names. Okay. So this is a simple program. I just put one enough. Okay. So I print the questions. Then after enter, the console mean here the console mean this part. Okay. So after that you've done already, you need to compile or build. Okay. Then you can press this one, run, or you just from here, right click, run, also okay. So you can see now, please enter your name here. So means that this one print, then directly you put the name here, maybe example, okay. So after they enter, then your name is this. Okay, this part is talking, this one is this line. Then the whatever value we enter, that means this one, the value we enter, they store in a variable called name. Then after that, in the end, you print out the variable with this together. This is we receive the input output using console. Okay, console. Okay, so this part is called console or command prompt. Okay, this is the first version of the code. Now I'm going to have a second version. Okay, so also you can hear. Right click, new Java class. Okay, just now we're using the console one. Okay, so now we go to the GUI part. Okay, this is so then go to GUI. So GUI input. Okay, mean the underscore GUI input. Okay, So I just copy some code here. This part I still can use back. Okay, I can copy. Go over here. You can paste. Of course, need to change lah. Okay. So here, okay, the library use is a difference. Okay, so the library is different. So this one I will. Include that now. Okay. And this one string name. The where the right of code is different. Going forward. Okay, so string names. J of Champagne show include dialog. Please enter your name here. After that, display, we're using the J of Champagne. Okay, so this now means appear in the center. Okay, center of the screens. Then you display this. Okay, so the version is the code is different. This one run on console. Okay, then this one run on the GUI. So these two versions already appear both at here. Okay, so when you want to run, you just right click here and run. You can see now this is a whatever code in the first line. So whatever you enter, they will store in the name variable. Okay. For example, this one is at least digest. Okay, this is a message dialog box. Okay, so I just tell you how to do the simple programs. I have two versions. This one is using the GUI part. There, we call it J of Champagne. Okay, and this one is regarding the run on the console. I mean at the bottom part. So I have two versions of this. Okay, so in regarding this GUI one, I also have a special slide inside chapter 1. Okay, chapter 1. So this one, extra input message confirm. Okay, so all the slide is the sample is there, the GUI one. And it take some time to load. Okay, that is. Okay, so they got some sample there. I will use a question mark and so on. We have two methods and so on. Okay, so it's simple. The message dialog box or the different symbol one. Okay, many symbol. Okay, this confirm dialogs. All this you can refer to the slide. Okay, already do for you already. Okay, but we focus. What I want to tell you that your assignment can use both. Okay, you can use either one. Either you want to display all your output in the console or your output on the GUI. Up to you. It's the same. Okay, there are no mark discriminations. Okay, you can use either one. Okay, so it's regarding a simple program using the NetBeans. Okay, so now we go back to our PowerPoint. Okay, so this is using a scanner. Okay, I'll show you one sample, how to type a code and so on. So basically, you enter the particular class, you create a project. Maybe you put particular one, then you create a file and so on. Okay, so this is what you need to do during a particular class. So now we go to the next. Okay, this one. Okay. Now we come back to here. Type casting. Okay, comparison numeric type range for byte, short, in, long, float, double. Of course, double is the highest space that you need, 64. Okay, so this one only 8 byte, this one 64. Okay, so the size is different, increasing the size. Okay, so now go next. Okay, look at this. Type casting. Okay, casting got two types. One is an implicit and one is an explicit. Okay, implicit means the you is automatically one. Okay, they are do for you. You no need to write anything. Okay, but explicit means you need to do something by yourself in order to run. Okay, in order to run. So in this case, for example, you can see here the first one. This one 3 is what? Integer number, because you don't have the decimal point, right? 3, okay. And double, say not double D. This is an integer. So there is implicit casting. Automatically one. You don't need to put 3.0. Automatic, they will change this 3 become 3.0 by itself. That's called implicit casting. Okay. Explicit casting, like the second and third example. This is called explicit casting. Okay, because you create an integer, correct? Integer. Integer cannot have a decimal point. So what you can do is you use casting. So you put an integer here, you change the double value here, become integer. It become integer. But of course, all the decimal will be gone. So in the end, answer for both of these is a similar, still 3. Because I don't care what the value is behind, all will cut off. This is called casting. Okay, casting. So this is a explicit casting mean you don't need to put a value here. Okay, implicit, you don't need to put a value here. Explicit, you need to put special this. Okay, make the value here downcast. Okay, from the double to integer to match the data type here. Okay, and this one, this is error. Okay, you must put like this. Okay, maybe I can show you. Maybe I can create this program. Maybe using this. Okay, new us. Okay. Okay, copy the code. Okay, I'll show you right here. And so the code from the notes. Okay, maybe you can show all this line. This is and just put back all the code here. Yeah, I normally use the tab. These two is the same, so I put J here. Okay, to make it difference, X. See, X is error. Lost conversion of the data types here. Conversion of from the double to integer. So what you need to do, downcast, right? So you need to do explicit casting. Okay, so therefore 4 variable here. So now we can just Okay, so I display all the value for you. Have a look. Okay, remember when you put something like this, it's explicit. Okay, but you didn't put one, it's implicit, directly one, automatic. Okay. So Bij J, this one X. Okay, so I just show you. So you can see now, I and J same value. I don't care it's a 3.9 or 3.0, or behind the decimal point all gone. So they only get the first value. So that's why I and J is same value. Okay, so and this one is you do the bracket first, as I mentioned. So this one I do first. 5 divided by 2 is 2.5. Correct now. But when you cast down, you only get the 2, the 0.5 gone. So it's not accurate. Okay, it's not accurate. That's why somehow it's better you create a double. Okay, so maybe I can add another one. Okay, double Z. Okay. So then you display the Z. Okay, so run. See now. So that's why this data types, okay, the suitable one is very important. Okay, the value you want actually is 2.5. Okay, you put double, but you put integer, they'll lost the precisions. Okay, the behind one, every value behind the decimal point all gone. Okay, so this is regarding this part, casting. Okay, then type rendering or type narrowing. So it depends what type to what type lah. Okay, if you convert this one as a double integer, okay, this is a 3 is integer ma. Okay, now we change to double, so we call it widening. Okay, widening. Okay, and this is a double, you convert it to integer. Okay, integer like this. So from double to integer is narrowing. So it's either you narrow the value or widening the value. Okay, it depends. So for integer to double, then there's a widening. Okay, from double to integer, there's not narrowing. Okay, so then after that, all the value, just now I display for you for the program already. Just tell you the casting concept here. Okay, so we go to the next. I think this one's the last slide already. We cannot cover more. Okay, the other things we can cover next week. So look at this. It's called numeric types. Okay, so numeric types all by default you're using integer. Okay, not like that just now. Just now you need to specify. Okay, but all the other value like long, all this they by default is integer one. So you save your job, you no need to do casting. You know to put a bracket in here, no need, directly use, because all by default is stored in the int type. Okay, they store the int type, so you no need to do this explicit casting. No need one. By default they will do it for you already. Okay, but all because all the value they are trying to store in int type. Okay, so this called you see not that even you didn't explicit casting, but they do for you. Okay, for all these types. Okay, the pure version is you need to explicit casting, then you just can come up with the value. Okay, but other than in a double, you got long, float, and so on, you no need to do the explicit casting because the system will do for you automatically. Okay, so you can see you just put double D, then you can come up with an answer. Okay, so I think we just cover until here. Okay, so today what I cover is the concept how to do the object-oriented design. Okay, you know what's the equivalent diagrams, you know what's the relationship, object, class. Okay, then after the second one, you know the pre-me data types. When you go to the Java part, pre-me data types and reference types. Okay, you know all these type, then all these variable casting, explicit and implicit casting, and also at the same time you learn how to use the software for NetBeans. Okay, we create 3 program here for chapter 1. Okay, so this is a default package, means default folder. Console input, okay, means your output input is on the bottom part, console or CMD, command prompt. Okay, this is a console one without using the GUI, and then we have another version of GUI one. Is this? Okay, you need to use a different library, the option pen. So this one enter the value, and this one display the value. Okay, so any question this on? New project, you choose Java application. By default, it's a Java application. So for example, you can have a new, for example, new project. Okay, so go next. Okay, you didn't create a library, you create an application. Okay, you create an application, not a library. Okay, so you create an application, because this is all the application. Okay, application, new program lah. So like this, maybe then you create maybe next time chapter 2, for example. Okay, then you create another new folder called chapter 2. Okay, so now I want to tell you where should we find the file. Okay, maybe inside the folders you can see the file. Okay, so source is means the source file.java. Okay, in your this is a practical class, right? You go to copy this. Okay, and they go this run file. Okay, should be in the build classes. Here. Okay, so you need to copy this file. Okay, this file, or else you can submit the whole folders. For me, easy, you just submit the whole folder lah. I mean the whole project file. Okay, just like that. Submit, copy and paste and submit to your lecturer. Either way lah, I think it's a trouble that you need to find one by one. Give your whole folder lah. Okay, hopefully this one you go to other software, eClip, whatever, then you can open and run. Okay, this is source file.java, is a source file. Okay, the file you already compile, we run, actually we run the class file. So actually we run all this file. Okay, so that's why no people can change the content inside the class file. This is a file you use it to run your system. Okay, and the source.java actually is your source code file, source code. That's why all these class can be saved. If another systems or similar project one, okay, then you can use back all this. No need to do everything on scratch. Okay, so it's just enhance and update whatever in existing system that can be reused. Okay, so this today lecture I will stop it here. So I will stop recording. Then after that you can ask any question you want. Stop. Okay, we go to the 32 slide. Okay, so I think you have a class, right? So we can leave now. Okay, those cannot come on. I think got few students send me the letter or whatever, say cannot come. Then you ask them to refer to the link. Okay, so after for a while, you can go back to your Google Meet. Okay, then after that, Google Meet. No, Google.